Time now for Back to the Basics in Healthcare with Balanced Life Chiropractic. And I've got Dr. Harley with me. How you doing, Dr. Harley?
Good morning, John. I'm always happy to talk with you.
We're looking at pictures on the screen here, which don't translate well to the radio, but it's pictures of me from the X-rays you took. Look at that. I got a skeleton in there.
Yeah, everyone does. Yeah. I wanted to talk about, why we take X-rays. It really just helps us figuring out what's going on, what's causing some of the problems, how long things have been there, and, what's it going to take for them to go away.
It's quite the noggin I got over there. I'm looking at so now there's a line drawn on here that's got like a curve, and then that's not really the way my neck goes, is it?
Yeah. So when I take the X-rays, I'm looking to see if there's anything in there that's not supposed to be there, anything broken, whatnot. But really, what I look at more is positioning. Do you have curves where you're supposed to have them? Or
I have a lot of curves, but just not where they're supposed to be.
Different kind of curves, or curves where you're supposed to have them but don't have them. So biggest one that I see a lot is in our neck. We should have like basically kind of a C-shaped curve.
Yeah.
So all the curves in our spine, they develop as we're in the first year of life. Babies, when they're working on the holding their head up, well, that develops their neck curve.
Nice.
And then they start crawling, that develops their lower spine curve. So all of those curves are designed, with how we're moving. But then we have them so they can absorb the weight of gravity as we get to standing up and walking.
Yes.
Now, it doesn't matter if you're big, little, small, whatever. Those curves are still going to move gravity and your weight through your body naturally, because if they don't, we start to have, weight bearing on stuff that it's not supposed to. Yeah. So then things start wearing down unevenly, which isn't good. It starts to lead to more and more problems.
So when we look at me over here and I don't have a curve in my neck, that's not good, is it?
No, it's not. Yeah.
But we're working on that, aren't we?
That's why you're here. We're working on it. So yeah, we should have a C-shaped curve basically in our neck, but a lot of people don't have a curve in their neck anymore. Because what do most people do on a daily basis?
They're playing on phones.
Yeah, they're looking down at their phones. They're hunched over at their computer. They're sitting in the recliner, have their head propped up. You name it, that kind of stuff really causes us to lose that curve in our neck. Now, most people are like, well, why is that a bad thing? Is it, what's the problem with that? Well, that curve is supposed to move that weight of our head. Our head weighs 11 pounds, right? Down.
Mine might weigh more than that.
On average, everyone's weighs about 11
Look
pounds.
at that giant noggin. You almost need 2 monitors.
So now, the farther forward we start shifting our head, like our head goes past our shoulders, that's more and more of our weight of our head being pushed straight down. So instead of our spine taking the brunt of that, the muscles in our neck start taking the brunt of that.
Mm-hmm. So then you get like a stiff neck and a sore neck and all kinds of other problems.
Yeah, you have shoulder problems, stiff shoulders, neck pain, tension, headaches, which a lot of people get because they sit at a computer all day, right?
Yeah.
So if those muscles are having to take up all of that force, makes sense that you get tension headaches by the end of the day because your muscles are getting tired.
So by coming in to see a chiropractor, and when you come to Balanced Life Chiropractic, you guys do the X-rays. But part of the reason for that is so we can see where we're starting, and that also helps you when you're treating somebody, you know what you're treating as well. So that's pretty helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Because if we didn't take X-rays on you, we wouldn't know that. So
just be guessing your way through it.
And some people, they might be like, well, I'm not getting the results that I want. It's not moving as quickly as I'd like. Well, this tells us your problems have been going on a lot longer than you realize.
Yeah.
They're going to take a lot longer to correct. So a lot of people, when they're like, oh, I went to the chiropractor, it didn't work for me. It's like the biggest thing is time and repetition.
Yeah.
So using all of the information that we, the technologies that we use in the office help us figure out how long is this really going to take to, fix the problems that you have.
So when it takes you 30 or 40 years to get out of whack, you can't just snap them back in 20 seconds, right?
No, unfortunately, that's not.
Wouldn't that be great, though?
That would be great. I mean, chiropractors, we kind of look at the spine, how an orthodontist looks at teeth.
Yeah.
How long do most people wear braces for?
A lot longer than a couple of days.
Yeah. 2 to 3 years kind of on average. And then they don't move all your teeth at one time, right? It's a slow movement over time. Because if they moved all of them at one time, imagine that. That would
be in a lot of pain.
That'd be very painful, right?
So, well, if somebody would like to come in and see how chiropractic works for them with Balanced Life Chiropractic, what's the first step? How do they get a hold of you?
Oh, yeah, they got to get a hold of us first. So, they can call our phone. It's 605-215-1785. Shoot us a message on Facebook. We can chat through that. But yeah.
All right. And you can find them online, BalancedLifeSD.com.